Hello guys, welcome to today topics. Introduction to object oriented programming in Java. Object oriented programming is based on objects and classes. Java supports object oriented programming principles expect from primitive types. Topics are five topics. First one is classes and objects, constructions in Java, this keyword, method overloading, access modify. First one is classes and objects. Class in a Java, a class server has a blueprint from the creating objects, it encapsulation data, files, and methods behavior that define the characteristics and action of objects. A class is a user-defined data type that acts as a template from creating objects with similar properties and behaviors. Classes are key concepts. There are four types. Blueprint from objects. Second one encapsulation, object creation. First one is blueprint from objects. A class defines the structures and behavior of objects. It specifies the attributes, data memories, and methods, functions that objects of that class will process. Second one is encapsulation. Classes combine data and methods into a single unit. These primitive data heading and modify. Third one is object creation. Objects are created from classes using the new keyword. Each object is an instance of the class, having its own unique set of data values from the files defined in the class. Key concept class, a blueprint or template from creating objects. Object, a instance of a class represent a specific entity with its and data files, data members that store the state of an objects. Methods, functions that define the behavior of an object. A class in Java proves a structure from organized and the data and behavior the creation of modular code. Java class file. A Java class file is a file containing Java bytecode that can be executed on the Java virtual machine. A Java class file is usually provided by a Java compiling from Java programming language source files containing Java classes. A difference between the class and object. Class. Class is a blueprint of an object. It is used to creating object. Object. A object is an instance of the class. Class. No memory is allocated when a class is declared. Object. Memory is allocated as soon as object is created. Class. A class is a group of similar objects. Object. A object is real world entity such as book, car, etc. Car. Class is a logical entity. Object. An object is physical entity. Next one is properties of Java classes. Class is not a real world entity. It is just a template or blueprint or a prototype from which objects are created. Class does not occupy memory. A class is a group of variables of different data types and a group of methods. A class is a Java can contains data member, method, constructed, interference. Object. Object in a Java, an object is a fundamental concept of object-oriented programming. It represents a specific instance of a class and encapsulation both state data and behavior methods. Key characters of object. There are three types: state, behavior, identity. First one is state. The state of an object is represented by its attributes or instance variables. These variables data that describe the object properties. Second one is behavior. The behavior of an object is defined by its methods. Methods are functions that performed action on the object's data or instance with other objects. Identity. Each object has a unique identity that it from another objects. This is typically represented by its memory addresses. How objects are created? Objects are created using the new keyword followed by the class name or parenthesis. From example, my class my object equal to new my class. The new keyword allocated memory from the objects and the constructor method with the same name as the class. In this example, dog is a class and my dog is an object from the dog class. The object has its own state, name, age, and behavior break. Object keywords. In Java, all classes inheritance from the object class by difficulties means that every object has access the methods defined in the object classes. The two strings methods returns a string representative of an object. Each can be your classes. Example: class student open bracket string name say into age closed bracket student equal to new student. Next one is constructions in Java. Construct. A construct is a specific method that is automatically called when an object of a class is created. It has the same name as this class and it is used to initialize the object's state by asking value of its instance variables. Constructions do not have a return type, not even word. Key feature of constructors. There are three types: initialization, automatic innovation, same name as the class. First one is initialization. Constructors are primitive used to set up the initialized state of an object. Second one is automatic innovation. They are automatically called when an object is created using the new keyword. Third one is same name as the class. The constructor's name match the class name. Fourth one is no return type. Constructions do not have a return type, not even word. Types of constructions. There are three types: difficult constructors, parameterized constructors, constructor overloading. First one is difficult constructors. If no constructors are explicitly defined in a class, Java provides a difficult constructor with no parameters in initialize the objects variables with difficult values. Examples: 0 from numbers, null from objects. Parameterized constructors. These constructors take parameters allowing to initialize an object with specific values. Copy constructors used to create a new object as copy of an extended object. Next one is constructor overloading. A class can have multiple constructors with defined parameter list or type of parameters. This known as constructor overloading. In this example, car is the difficult constructors and car string model name. It model year. It is parameter constructor. When new car is called the difficult constructor is innovate, and when new car is called the parameter constructor is used. Difficult constructor, no parameters. Examples: student, string name, int age, open bracket, this name equal to name, semicolon, this age equal to age, semicolon, open bracket, closed bracket. Next is one is this keyword. This keyword is Java, that his keyword is a reference variables that reference to the current object. It is used an instance method are constructed to access members of the correct object, such as instance variables, methods, and constructors. Key concept of this keywords. Therefore, instance variables from local variables. Second one is calling another constructor with the same class. Passing the current object as a parameter to method. Return the current object. First one is instance variables from local variables. When a method parameters are local variables has the same name as an instance variables, this is used to reference to the instance variables. Second one is calling another constructor with the same class. This can be used to invoke another constructor of the same class. This is called constructor. Third one, passing the correct object as a parameter to method. This keyword can be used to pass the correct object and argument to another method. Fourth one, return the correct object. This keyword can be used to return the correct object from the methods. Reference to the current object used to different instance variables from parameters. Examples: this name equal to name. Next one is method overloading. Method overloading is a Java allows a subclasses to produce specific implementations of a method that is already defined in it. Is the method in the superclasses should have the same name, return type, and parameters as the one in the parent class is called method overloading. Method overloading is also known as compile time polymorphism, which means it is polymorphism that occurs at compile time. In methods overloading, we can multiple methods in the same class with the same state, but each method has a different number of parameters. Key points. Key points. Methods overloading does not require inheritance. In method overloading, the return type can be same or different, but the parameter list most different changing only the return type is not method overloading. Method overloading improves code by allowing methods with similar functionality to share a name. Example: are he This example multiple methods have the same name but each methods have the different number of parameters. Advantages of method overloading. It allows same methods name to used from different operators. It allows us to define multiple methods with the same name but with different number of parameters. Overloaded methods have the same name so we can easily update there in one place to another place, then updating them it is multiple method name. Disadvantage of method overloading. Too many overloading methods with similar significance can make the code more difficult to understand. Managing multiple overloading methods with different parameters can make more difficult. Too many overloading methods can also increase the complexity of the program. Same method name with different parameters. Examples: void display, void display string name, void display int age, int name. Access modifier. Access modifier is a Java or keywords that set the accessibility or visibility of classes, methods, constructors, and another members. They are controlled from where these elements can be accessed within the programming. Java proves for access modifier. Different types. First one is public. The public modify the element access from any classes. First one is primitive. The primitive modify restricts access to the element only within the class where it is declared. It is used to protect data and methods that shall not be accessible directly from outside the class. Difficult. Next one is difficult. If no access modifier, it is specific the elements has difficult access, also known as package primitive. It allows access only within the same package. It is used when you want members to be accessible to all classes within the same package but not to classes outside the package. Access modify play or visual code in encapsulation, a principle of object oriented programming by controlling the visibles and accessibility of the class members. And product or subclass. The product modifier allows access within the same packages and by the subclasses in different packages. It is used to you want members to be accessible to related classes, subclasses, or classes within the same packages, but not to unrelated classes outside the package. Public. The public modifier makes the element accessible from any classes of the package. It has the scope and it is used when want to the element to the enable thought has the applications. Class it is task student class. Student class student open bracket string name semicolon int age semicolon student open string name comma int age open bracket this name equal to name semicolon this age equal to age semicolon closed bracket void displayed information open bracket system out println name plus is plus age years old open bracket bank account class bank account open bracket double balance void disappoint double amount open bracket balance plus equal to amount close bracket void withdraw double amount if amount equal to balance equal to amount else system out println insufficient balance close bracket void display balance system out println balance plus balance close brackets. Thank you.